Here is Markus Ruhl, one of the biggest mass monsters, one of the biggest giants ever to step foot on the bodybuilding stage, and this is part of your You Pick Tuesday matchup. By the way, we will see a comparison between this man and your current Mr. Olympia champion, Big Ramy, in just 1 second. Could Markus Ruhl have been Mr. Olympia champion? Well, depends on the timeline, depends on when you take him into the future. I personally prefer him when he first hit the scene. 99, 2000, he was ripped to shreds. Might not have been as large as he did get, but I mean, a guy that had all the size in the world. Wouldn't be better to use a more ripped version? This is Nick Walker times 10. Times 10, I'm telling you right now. Most people would say 2002 is when they would pluck him from the timeline and bring him to the future. 2002, Night of Champions, of course. His renowned version, not the best picture footage. No clear pictures of his back to see the real true condition. But this picture here would show us that he was just ripped to shreds. Here's Markus in 2003 at the Arnold Classic event. He placed third. Jay Cutler won that one, and a very crisp Chris Cormier took second. So he was right there up with the best of the best at that time. And I mean, look at the quads on the guy. But for today's matchup, we have selected, strangely enough, the 2006 Santa Susana Pro. He took second. Oh, Susanna. It is because, ladies and gentlemen, I like to use complete versions. I don't like to use, a picture here or a picture there. And when you do go through the shots, this is a pretty good Markus Ruhl, I have to say. I mean, in 2006, his career went up and down. And he was almost better as far as conditioning was concerned in the mid-2000s, 2006, 7 even, it was good. But anyway, Big Ramy. Is he in this match? We haven't even mentioned him. This is Big Ramy 2021, the current Mr. Olympia champion. And I gotta say, for the champion, he doesn't look too dominant in this matchup. When you look at the arms, obviously the big German giant, he's gonna reign supreme. Big Ramy, he has a tiny little wee midsection, and for a great big giant, he really gets ignored for that fact. The guy deserves respect. Huge quads as well. Go to the front lat spread, and just for this shot, I know I just got done saying I like to use entire versions, but the front lat spread, I believe the side tricep as well. No pictures, or the pictures that there was available for the Santa Susana. Oh, Susanna. The pictures were no good. So just to show you guys one of my favorite versions of Markus Ruhl. Wow, 99 if I'm not mistaken. Flat top. I like the 99 2000 Markus Ruhl, maybe the best. Look at those quads. Beating the Big Ram man in all aspects of this shot. Make no mistake about it. But we're using this version of Markus Ruhl. And I can hear you guys now. But Mark's Max Muscle, you made Big Ramy too short. They are the same height. No, they're not. First of all, Markus Ruhl, he's going straight-legged. It's going to make him way taller anyway. Big Ramy sits down. Creates a lot of detail in the leg. Plus, I think Ramrod's 5'9"? Big Ruhl was 5'11", so he was even taller. Just a great big giant. Big man, big mantle face. Go to the next side shot. I don't know, guys. Big Ramrod, he's good and all. I like the side tricep, but you look at Ruhl, a little bit unaesthetically pleasing as far as the upper body is concerned. But when you individualize the arm, look at that thin skin, things of that nature for Big Ruhl. Not to mention some of the biggest delts in the game. And he's taking the lag out of the equation, I guess. Not to say Ruhl didn't have a good lag, but he's doing a straight lag, show the feathering, things of that nature. So I have to say, guys, mathematically, so far, I like Ruhl better. I like him a lot better. But when you turn around, it just destroys all all of the newcomers to the sport anyway. They don't get it. They don't get it. Markus Ruhl, he's still winning this one. Look at the back. Look at the back. His back's better. Look at the traps. They're like Phil Heath traps, for goodness sakes. Probably wider than Ramy, too. But here's the thing. If these guys were being judged on stage, the judges would look at the hamstrings and the glutes and the dry condition of Big Ramy, and they would award him the win. Rear double, we went with the 0-4. I know, this video kind of took a depressing turn when these guys turned around. It's a normal man's bum, almost, for Markus Ruhl. I mean, normal people would have soggier donks than this. But as far as a bodybuilding stage is concerned, I mean, look at Big Ramy. It's not even a human being buttocks. It looks like what Ronnie Coleman was bringing to the stage back in, 2000s, early 2000s, 99, 98, things of that nature. Here is from the 03 Arnold Classic, I think. That's when some people said he was better than Jay. Of course, Chris Cormier got into the mix there as well, so gets debatable. He was crisp. He's beating Big Ramy. Big Ramy has a smaller midsection, but the German giant, Big Markus Ruhl, he has those Nick Walker cut abs. Let's finish this one off with the most muscular. And we were able to get a straight-on shot of the 2002 Night of Champions. Everybody's going to say this was his best. A lot of people that do their homework probably will agree with me that even earlier on, he was a little bit more ripped, slightly smaller, but even more ripped back in 99, 2000. But man, oh man, he is destroying Big Ramy in all aspects. Look at the wheels. Look at the delts. The delts. Can you imagine beating Big Ramy that much on the pecs? Things of that nature. Look at the pecs on Ruhl. Some of the biggest, broadest pecs in all of the sport. And look at those calves. Markus Ruhl, he has dominated in this matchup. And if you asked me who I would rather look like, of course, I would tell you Markus Ruhl. Who is winning mathematically as far as pose for pose? Markus Ruhl. And who are most of you guys, the general public, gonna vote for in this one? Same, the big German giant, But anybody that knows anything about the true judging of bodybuilding knows that Big Ramy would reign supreme if they used that Santa Susana Pro version with the condition of the hamstrings and glutes. And let's face it, guys, Big Ramy, thin skin, things of that nature. Ruhl had some fine cuts in those quads, but I don't know if he had that thin skin, that finery detail, just like glaciers, just like glass is Big Ramy, in particular the glutes. I know it's upsetting, but hey, I definitely, I see what you guys are saying. I agree, Markus Ruhl, he's awesome. He's beating Ramy in all aspects, except for, the actual one with the win, Big Ramy. Anyway, hit thumbs up whether you agree or disagree, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Have a great one.